Hey guys, I'm Nate, and today I'm going to be talking about 5 reasons why you shouldn't get a manual. And if you've been watching my channel, you'll know I really like driving manuals. You're like, wait, what are you talking about? Yeah, let's get into it. So if you're forgetful, you may want to think twice about getting a manual. So you're going to have to remember to set the handbrake. If you're on an incline, you're going to have to remember to put it in gear. And then you have to remember to put it in neutral before you start the car up. I'll give you a story. A buddy of mine, he had a beautiful Honda S2000. He left it on an incline, had the handbrake up, but he didn't keep it in gear. And what happened is, I don't know if the handbrake slipped or if he didn't put it hard enough. But what happened was the car ended up rolling backwards down the driveway and it hit a boulder, right, which really sucks. So if you're forgetful and you think you might forget some of those steps, it becomes kind of second nature after a while. But if you're super forgetful, maybe think twice. Another reason, if you panic easily, like, I don't know, if something unexpected happens, you're like, oh my God, you know, and it's like fight, flight, or freeze, and you pretty much kind of go towards the freeze, maybe you want to think twice about getting a manual. So one of the most nerve-wracking things about driving a manual is that hill start, right? That incline start. So you're stopped, you're on a hill, you're in neutral, and now you need to start going. And there's a car like, you know, right on your bumper, 6 inches off your bumper. He doesn't know you have a manual, so he doesn't know you might roll back. So you gotta balance the clutch, maybe use the handbrake initially so that you can make sure the car doesn't roll back before you get going. But you gotta do all of this stuff, and you gotta do it pretty quick. So if you're the type that's gonna panic and get into, you know, this frazzled situation, yeah, you may want to think twice about getting a manual. So another thing, if you're lazy, and be honest with yourself, right? Sometimes people, you just want to get from point A to point B. You don't really want to have to think about it. You don't have to work about it. And if you do a lot of city driving, you may want to reconsider getting a manual. Why? Because you can't just set it and forget it. In an automatic, you can just put that car in D and just, that's it. You just go wherever you need to go. But in a manual, look, I got to shift. Look, I'm coming here. Some traffic here. I'm behind a cement mixer. I got to downshift and downshift again. I like downshifting. Yeah, you got to kind of, you know, do that. You can't just set it and forget it. You're going to be always shifting no matter where you're going. I mean, you do large bouts of highway driving. Sure, you could, this car, probably just leave it in 5th or 6th and just cruise. But you do a lot of city driving. You have to stop. You have to clutch. You have to clutch in. You have to clutch out. You're going to have to shift. So maybe reconsider getting a manual if that's just not something that you want to do. You have to put some effort into driving. Another reason not to get a manual, you don't want to have to worry about repairing the clutch. At some point, unless you sell the car or it's a lease and you turn it in, at some point, you're going to have to replace the clutch in a manual. And it's going to be a relatively expensive repair, and it's not really going to be something easy that you can do. I mean, you could DIY a clutch job, but it's not going to be an easy job. So if that's something you don't have to worry about, then don't get a manual, because that's coming at some point. So another thing, if you're one of those that you got to go to the drag strip and every 1/10 of a second counts, you got to beat the guy, you know, 9.9 versus 10 seconds, then don't get a manual. Automatics nowadays are faster, they're more consistent, they shift way faster than a person probably can. I mean, look here, I'll do a pull here. Right, that was a quick shift. I mean, I feel like it was a quick shift. I even got a little chirp when I shifted, but not gonna beat an automatic. The automatic on the Hellcat, I think that transmission shifts in 250 milliseconds. I mean, that's 1/4 of a second. I'm not sure I can shift in 1/4 of a second. Maybe you can. Props to you, buddy. But for me, yeah, that's way faster than I'm going to be able to shift. So because of that, if you want those consistent times, if you want those lightning quick shifts, you want to be that 1/10 of a second faster, stock for stock, automatic's going to win at the drag strip every single time. So don't get a manual if that's what you care about. I tell you, this car is funny that way. Like that BMW driver that, okay, he saw the Hellcat and he was like, all right, man, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna weave in and out of traffic. You know, I'm gonna take this guy. This car is really, it's weird in terms of the attention you get in it, the type of attention. It's definitely a sausage magnet, I'll give you that much. All right, you wanna check out this next video? And if you've already seen that one, check this one out, and I'll see you there. Thanks, bye.